Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to talk about the enterprise class wireless LAN market, the long-term possible impacts that the pandemic is having or will have. My name is Tam Dell'Oro. I started Dell'Oro Group back in 1995 with the expectation or the goal to track the manufacturer's shipments and revenue and price of a wide variety of networking and telecommunications equipment very accurately in a timely manner. So turning to the enterprise class wireless LAN market, we'll talk about how things might be unfolding. Let's shift to the next slide. This slide portrays the growth rate of GDP. First, to the left, you can see 2009, when we saw our last economic downturn, and to the right, what we are seeing from the leading economists on the next couple of years. There's a strong correlation between enterprise spending and GDP growth. Enterprise spending on network equipment in 2009 fell significantly, approximately 20%. In 2001, when we had that pullback, multi-year pullback, the decline was between 20 and 30%. As we look at 2020 and beyond, you can see the dotted lines are the updates the economists made in March, and the dots are the updates for the early to mid-June. So you can see there's a deterioration in expectation. Let's go to the next slide. As I think about what might unfold in enterprise class wireless LAN, I'm looking at the businesses in different vertical industries because performance is really mixed. For example, companies that are in banking or insurance or even some of the high-tech companies, business is very strong. Government is another example of a lot of spending during this pandemic time. But in contrast, you've got companies in the retail industry, hospitality industry, and logistics really being impacted, doing very poorly, lots of bankruptcies. Logistics, hospitality, and retail, as you can see for 2019, comprised about a quarter of the overall market revenue. And those three sectors could possibly take years before they get back to the pre-COVID levels. Taking a look at education, that's a market that is just now in flux. Lower education is funded by government in many countries around the world, and university education, which comprises about half, universities are funded by families. In North America, what is unfolding, professors are notifying their university that they are not willing to go back into classrooms, no in-class training. But in-class sessions, in-class tuition runs in the tens of thousands of dollars in North America. In contrast, online classes are a fraction of the price. So the university portion of the education vertical here is very fluid right now, and there could be significant impacts to the revenue and therefore spending of universities. Let's now shift to some feedback that we've recently received from VAR's distributors, systems integrators. As they look at their customers and the requests coming from their customers, they see customers thinking long-term about the increase in the portion of people working remotely. For example, if a company had 20% of its workforce working remotely before the pandemic, that company is now thinking it could possibly increase 20 to 45%, meaning their overall workforce could go to 24% or 29%. Significant increase in permanent remote working. That has a significant implication for commercial real estate. The VARs and distributors are telling us their customers are reevaluating their footprints, their commercial real estate footprints, and they may reshuffle, possibly reshuffle to micro offices or smaller branch offices, but there will be some changes. Health and safety compliance is a very big deal, and being able to monitor where people are, keeping distances with people, will require some adjustments to the infrastructure. I expect that budgeting for compliance, healthcare requirements, keeping your workers safe, will certainly be funded. The question is how will the infrastructure change? Anyhow, we also expect that as more users work remotely, there'll be an increase in the sophistication of the environment for the remote worker. That might boost up security and some of the hang on, my computer just froze. Okay, that might increase the capabilities of the remote office. Anyhow, that addresses the long-term impacts that we can see right now on the wireless LAN market. That wraps up my key points for the day. You are welcome to contact me with any questions or thoughts. There are going to be documents associated with this topic, various resources and abstracts that you may download, and I welcome you to take a look at those items. With that, thank you for your time.